I'm Griffin, the filmmaker. I'd say I was initially interested because I have 5 tattoos, and 4 of them are from the same person.
Okay, ready? And stretch. Griffin the Trooper.
Got my first stick and poke, my first tattoo, freshman year, almost like as soon as I came to school. Something that interested me was finding out the sort of legality of it. Depending on where you are, it's like a varying degree of punishment worthy. And until 2001 in Massachusetts, it was illegal to give a tattoo unless you were a licensed physician. That law was eventually declared unconstitutional, that it violated the First Amendment. But there's still a bunch of laws that are passed. Most frequently, it's like a health thing, that if you're licensed, if you're practicing in a shop, if you go through all the hoops, the idea is it's going to be safer for the customer or whatever. But they're written in a way where it extends beyond a consumer business relationship, and individuals can't give themselves tattoos. Individuals can't give others tattoos even when money isn't involved, which is bizarre, right?
I'm Lin. I use they, them. I love tattoos. I love art. 9. Oh, shit. Where'd I go? Oh my god, I lost count. Okay, I'm doing shoulder down. Just kidding. 1, 2, 12. I think I have 12. Technically, the first tattoo that I gave to someone was myself. It's on my right wrist, and it's still incomplete. I don't know if I want to get it covered up. It's a question that I ask myself almost every day. Like, I don't mind it. I kind of like it, but I also want to complete it. And this was also during the time in my life where I was doing a lot of, like, body modification in terms of piercings. I, in my lifetime, had maybe about, like, more than 10 piercings on my face, and they were all self-done. I don't want to get into how it's been utilized in history and how it's been suppressed by, like, Christians and colonizers, but like the idea of an appropriate and inappropriate like looking person kind of needs to really not exist, because in that you allow gray room for policing how people look, including what they do to their bodies and including how they just look like when they come out of the womb, And just the idea of, like, policing bodies, it reminded me, again, of why I did this in high school. And it was a weird reaction to wanting to claim my identity when I couldn't really figure out what was going on. When you grow up in a heavily Christian community and not white either, it's really hard to process, oh, I think I'm trans, and to even, like, think of that out loud. So, like, this was, like, the only, I guess, outlet where I could just do what I wanted to my body and be okay with it. Because past that, I knew I had, like, certain, like, standards to meet in terms of how I looked. It's another form of agency over yourself. I don't know. It's, like, a documentation of, like, how we were, especially as artists, in the moment. It just feels special. It's definitely, like, instead of picking art to specifically go on your body for, like, aesthetic purposes, like most of the other art pieces on me, it's like a mix of, like with the palm tree, it's a mix of my hometown, it's a mix of the plant theme, but it's also a mix of our memories together. I think it's really cool. It's definitely, and I don't know. This is like a bond and sort of relationship thing that we have that's different from the types of relationships that we share with everyone else. Like, same thing with that night when we did Art is a Crime, and I did Vedaaya's Little Lotus thing. I think that's really cute. And, like, because of that night, I was just like, I should have gotten a tattoo. By getting a stick and poke, like, you embed an intimacy into your relationship. Like, I feel like, again, like you mentioned earlier, how different things would be if we had all gotten matching tattoos that night. You know, like, that's such a story. That's such a important, weird moment where, like, you just sat together and shared pain and existed together and created art. And now the art's with you forever, you know? And it's not like, if it's inspired by something, it's also going to be inspired by the people you're around. I feel like this is wherever we go in terms of our artistic career. Like, this is my immediate relationship and link to you, you know? And those are your immediate links and relationships to me in terms of where we are at the time as artists, in terms of where we are in, like, the stages of growth we were going through, you know? I feel like it also embodies, like, a lot of the things that we both share in terms of our values, in terms of art, in terms of the way we see processes. I don't know. It's really cool, you know? That, like, not everything beautiful comes from the institution, from a machine.